Okay, it should be working now. Is it working? I can't tell if this is working. Oh, I think it is. Yep, there we go. All right, now we're good. All righty. OFL Bowl 27. Are we ready? How are we doing on this fine Monday evening? Hello, Lenny, Mr. Oneist. I guess that's a new word. SGIT, Ja, Denmark, Funny, Black. How are we doing, fellas? Still bitter from the NFC Championship. I'm still bitter from the wild card round. I'm still bitter from last year. But you can't win them all. Well, unless you're one of these teams. The Browns and the Panthers. Certainly an enticing OFL Bowl matchup with two coaches who just came this cycle. Whoa, pause. That sounds okay. Who just entered our league this OFL cycle. No prior experience leading into OFL 24. And it's been a different route for both of them. For the Browns, they didn't start off too well. Year one, I think they won, 5 games? They were one of the worst teams in the league, but they made a few really big moves in the offseason, the highlight being the acquisition of Lamar Jackson. Why the Rams traded him, I will never understand, but credit to Cleveland for capitalizing and building around him well. For Carolina, they had a great fantasy draft, 2 seed 2 years in a row, but last year they got first rounded. This year they made sure that didn't happen again with some close playoff wins. They've won all their playoff games by one score. For the Browns, it's been completely opposite. The Browns have scored 75 points in their 2 games with 2 simcasts. They blew out Toronto, and this game against the Condors really wasn't as close as the score suggests, although the Condoms made it interesting in the simcast. What is good, Seaflord, Lance, MP, Nick, and anybody else I missed? 4-3 last season, 14-3 this season. Okay. So I gave you guys a little bit too much credit there with the 5 wins. But let's pick our user, shall we? My new controller is actually working now, so that's fun. I don't think it was working when we did the last stream. One, we're already on Cleveland. That's easy enough. Is it just me, or is the mic quality different than normal? Oh, no, it's not just you. Hold on. Okay, I think that fixed it. Yup. It wasn't plugged in properly. Silly me. I thought I connected the second controller. Maybe not. The bowl was in Dallas. I remember the last time the bowl was in Dallas. Which one was that? Kind of want to wear white. Changing it up. I don't know if MMGK is currently present, so if that's not the case, then you have full control of their jerseys. 28-0. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I appreciate it. Hopefully this game ends up being a little bit better. The pants aren't it. I agree. I'm glad we had the same opinion. We could always do... I think it's a Color Rush helmet. No? Color Rush alternate? No, just alternate. Which one is it? Is it? It might be like the home option. Where is Dark Helmet? This one. Okay. So we have choices. Do we want the black helmet or the white helmet? I'm being told there are white pants in here. That's not it. That is it. What do we think of like this? Or this? And then what do we want for Cleveland? Brown jersey, white pants. Okay. I can just switch it to home. Why don't I just do that? There we go. Oh, now IT wants all black. Okay. We can do that. I like the... Do we want white or black? What do we want? Where's the all black? Oh, this is the all white option. Hold on. That's easy enough. And then black would be... Is that the home option? Yes. Ooh, that's hard. Honestly, I think both look good. I think it's different enough from Cleveland's brown to where it's not going to be an issue regardless. Don't do black. Black. Seems like we're divided here, but since we have the Panthers representative, IT's the only one who can pick. It's all up to him. Unless he wants everybody to pick for him. But otherwise, it's all up to him. It's his team. They made it here and you guys didn't. He wants all white. Fair enough. He's the boss, man. All right, let's get this show started. OFL Bowl 27. We've seen 26 championship games. It might be 25. I think we simcasted the first one. But other than that, as far as I'm aware, we've watched every other one. And we have had some very good championship games. The first one of this OFL cycle. About as good as it gets. With the Niners and the Dildos. So this one has a high bar to cross. But I think he can cross it. Unlike last year, these were two of the best teams in the regular season. Number 1 seed in the AFC. Number 2 seed in the NFC. They've both made their way through the playoffs. They both belong here. Neither of these teams are flukes whatsoever. And we will have a champion crowned tonight. A first-time coach will win a championship. The Browns, I don't think have ever made the OFL Bowl. Carolina did back in the day. Back in OFL 21, they would have made it twice. Winning once and losing the second time to yours truly. And it looks like Carolina will start with the ball. We've got 2 MVP quarterbacks. Josh Allen, who most recently won an OFL Bowl last year in 23, year 1 with the New England Patriots. And then on the other side, the most winningest quarterback championship-wise, I would assume, in OFL history, Lamar Jackson, who has at least 5 or 6. He's got a lot. He's pretty much the Tom Brady of our league, but he doesn't lose many OFL Bowls. Lamar also hasn't made it super recently. He was close in 22 with the Shamrocks. He was close in 23 with the Texans. Obviously has 5 from 19 and 20 alone. You're welcome, Lamar. 3 of those were because of me. Anyway, here comes the Panthers. Josh Allen leading the way. An MVP candidate. 35 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions. 4,100 yards. And a high-octane offense around him with Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, Isaiah Thomas, the user player. And they're starting with the option. Imagine if Josh Allen hurdled a dude like he did in his last OFL Bowl. That's like the one play I remember from that game with the Patriots and the Commies was Josh Allen jumping over the dude and running for a touchdown. That's my one memory from that game. And then Isaiah Thomas is hurt. No! That was fast. Does he go to the locker room? Yes! So Isaiah Thomas, the user player's day is done after just 2 snaps. Poor guy. Now that he's going to have 0 catches in the OFL Bowl, does this mean we can agenda push? Or is that mean? That might be mean. Hear me out. CFB 25, OFL. I'll consider it if everybody genuinely wants it. I would assume the answer would be no. But I still need more information on the game. I saw a leak that we're going to get some stuff tomorrow. No clue how true that is. No clue if it's a source or not. So if there's not stuff tomorrow, don't get mad at me. Nice run. But I saw like a Reddit leak that the news tomorrow is going to be good. Again, if there is news. There might not be. Getting cooked by Kate Otten is crazy. He's definitely a user Hall of Fame player now. He's done it all. He's won OFL Bowls, he's lost OFL Bowls, and he's gotten injured in them. The Triple Crown. I don't want to deal with recruiting. That's probably about as easy of a pushback as you can get, and I can't say I disagree. It would probably be annoying to manage that for everybody, so I won't argue against it. Isaiah Thomas OFL Bowl highlights. To be fair, those highlights are better than his last OFL Bowl appearance. Just saying. Allen on the run with a dot to the 3. Good throw and good catch. Is that Ray McLeod getting OFL Bowl reps? Is he going to be our Danny Gray? I think the fun thing about this game is how evenly matched the predictions were. The Browns got 12 votes. The Panthers got 12 votes. So it's 50-50, and it's the Panthers who score first. Breece Hall walks it in. So the Panthers march down the field, score a touchdown, coming off of the game against the Niners where their offense really struggled to get going after the first quarter. This is a good start, but they've got to keep it going. Once the Browns get hot, they are tough to stop. But outside of the Isaiah Thomas injury, this is about as good of the first 3.5 minutes as you could ask for the Carolina Panthers. I think if Carolina wins this game, it's because they start fast. And, well, this is a pretty fast start. So now we'll take a look at the Browns. Lamar Jackson has a lot of OFL championships. And he's looking for another with his newest challenge in Cleveland. Danny Gray received Hall of Fame votes. Okay, we've gone too far. The Danny Gray lore was fun, but it looks like it's just been killed hearing that vote. Still, that's one vote too many. I love the Danny Gray storyline, but for Christ's sakes, it's one game. Okay? It was from Danny. You know, if there was one person to vote for him, I'm happy that it's him. At least he was biased, and everybody else was to their senses. If you're biased voting for your player, that's one thing. I get it. But if it wasn't him, that'd be weird. 3rd and 5. Big play here for Cleveland. They cannot let their offense get off the field immediately. And Lamar Jackson with a pair of missed throws early. Uh-oh. I don't even know if those were like great defensive plays. Those really were on Lamar missing the throw. That might be a face mask. That was a late flag. Yup. Additional 15. Everything that's going wrong so far for Cleveland is, and again, it's early. The Panthers have started strong in games. The Browns, I feel like, start a little bit slower and pick things up. So this is how both teams have operated. But given that it's a different environment, and the Panthers are probably a little bit better than the Huskies and the Condoms without Joe Burrow, can the Browns pull another comeback out? I'm not sure. That's the Madden Lamar I know. It's early. He's had 2 really good games so far. It's early. But yes, Carolina looks really good so far. Given the contrast from their game against the Niners, I'm not sure I really expected this, as Josh Allen misses a throw now. 3rd and 8. Also keep in mind, even if this game is 49-2, there's no simcasting in the OFL Bowl. We're watching it through. So do with that what you will. Could have been picked off by Jair Alexander. Big stop for the Browns. They needed that one badly, and they get it. I don't know. Why did Josh Allen do that? You might as well throw it away. Like, Jair had better position on the ball than the receiver. So there wasn't really a point to throwing it. Oh well. Same result as throwing it away, so it doesn't really matter. Cleveland will start at the 16. They're hoping this drive goes better than their last one. Not much for Rachaad White. The Browns' identity through these 2 playoff games has been all about the passing game and throwing the ball. It feels like they barely run it. But when they do run the ball, it feels like they are pretty effective, despite Rachaad White being the starting running back, who probably deserves more credit than I'm giving him here, clearly, with how he's played. As it's broken up by Anthony Walker, 3rd and 9. Could another 3 and out be on the agenda? The game is already ruined for me. Well, if you win, it won't be ruined. Good play. There was nobody covering him. Is that Tyler Scott? It is. Tyler Scott for 25 yards. There was like 3 guys kind of in the area, but no one was really on him. That was a good throw. It's in real-life Lamar in the game. If this was real-life Lamar, he'd be throwing it into double coverage. And right as I say that, he throws it into double coverage. So maybe this is the real Lamar Jackson. I jinxed him. Tyler Scott wearing OBJ's number. The legendary Cleveland Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. There's Noah Fant, who was excellent against the Huskies in the divisional round. When Michael Pittman got hurt, he was the man in that game. And when Michael Pittman was healthy in the AFC Championship, he was the man. Another missed throw. He's missed a lot of throws so far. That was pretty good coverage, but even so, he still very clearly missed the pass. Again, it's early, but boy, does he not look good so far. Who is Lamar throwing it to? He might be throwing it to the grass. Does he think the turf is on his team? Josh Allen is better in real life. And in other news, the sky is blue. There's a nice play by Michael Pittman. I will say, though, it would be a little bit ironic if we have, in my opinion, I would say one of the more hyped OFL Bowls in somewhat recent memory. I feel like people are genuinely excited about this matchup. It would be a little bit ironic if it was a blowout, like the last time we had an OFL Bowl in Dallas, where it was the second of its cycle. Again, we don't need to talk about that game in more detail. You know what I'm talking about. But it would be a little bit ironic. Because the thing with that game, it was a slow defeat. It was pretty obvious who the better team was, but it was just slow and dragged out. So for the Browns' sake, I almost hope that doesn't happen to them. Michael Pittman wearing Donovan Peoples-Jones' number. Browns legend, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's picked off on 3rd and 12. A turnover for Carolina's defense from Quandre Diggs. Another bad pass by Lamar Jackson, who has had an abysmal first quarter. And with that, Madden's favorite stat, interceptions, I would like to congratulate Quandre Diggs on winning the OFL Bowl MVP. I was right all along. You were not right. I don't care. Lamar could throw another 6 picks. You would not be right. Frank is the trade god. Frank's team won 5 games. He didn't win anything. I'm on the sideline supporting my team like I'm OBJ. OBJ had 2 touchdowns, though, in that game. Just saying. Not saying you wouldn't. This really is a repeat. It's the first quarter. Let's slow down. It would be a little bit ironic if Lamar's stats here are worse than Matt Corral's, though, from that game. Would be a little funny. Josh Allen misses a throw. Both quarterbacks are missing passes. I think Josh Allen started 4 for 4. Now he's 4 for 9. These QBs stink. I didn't touch any of the sliders before this game. These are the same sliders that we had for the conference championships, by the way, just pointing that out. But both of these guys are missing throws left and right. This is ugly. What did they put on the footballs? This has to be one of the, if not the best quarterback matchup we've had in an OFL Bowl ever, and they both suck. What is happening? If we had Davis Mills, he'd be throwing the ball better. And we almost did have Davis Mills, to be fair. Good run by Rachaad White. Checks out that you're Sam Presti when you've got 7 firsts and your ceiling is a second-round exit. Got him! Lamar paying respects to Matt Corral. Yes, he is, as he's sacked by Quincy Williams. And that'll wrap up an interesting first quarter. Not really how any of us would have expected it. The Panthers lead 7-0. Both quarterbacks look stinky. Lamar looks a little extra stinky. If the game is on the line, throw it away. If he pulls a Mac Jones in the OFL Bowl, I would probably die laughing. Again, Cleveland winning helps my agendas more than Carolina. But that would be funny. 5 for 13. Yikes. The 2 quarterbacks combined are 9 for 22. That's not good. 3rd and 16. They're going to run the ball. And to their credit, it almost worked. Why did Rachaad White try to run through the defender? He had some room outside.
Like, if that was second down, I'd be fine with that. But look at all the space he had. The two guards executed the play perfectly. If Rachaad White just goes either to the left or the right, I don't know if he would have gotten the first down, but there's a chance. Late snap, no block. Punter got hit. No flag. To the 22. This is some ugly offense. This is gross. Game on the line in Dallas. Check it down. Lamar, Bryce Young, Jackson. And ugly special teams. That too. With the face mask earlier from Cleveland, now that. Late snap. Has the defense even been that good? I don't think either team has been like superbly good in coverage. I feel like it's just missed throws. As Breece Hall is thrown down by Myles Garrett. If this is going to be a defensive battle, the Browns need this guy to take over like he did in the AFC Championship. Cleveland dominated the line of scrimmage against the Condoms. They had like 8 or 9 sacks. And part of that was because Davis Mills had no clue what to do under pressure. It's a little bit different when you're playing Josh Allen. Good play. Third down run works. But if the Browns can get even 5 sacks, cut it in half, then I think, at least defensively, they could be sitting pretty. And obviously that starts with Myles Garrett, who might be the best defensive player in the league. Which, speaking of, we have awards to go over at halftime. I almost forgot. Nick and Nader already has DM'd me the results. I haven't taken a super close look at them. So, I guess we'll be reacting together. When did Davis Mills start in a championship game? Oh, buddy. You have some catching up to do. The last one. Well, to be fair, he didn't start, but he did play pretty much the whole game. For those who missed it, Joe Burrow tore his rotator cuff in the first quarter of the AFC Championship game with the Condoms and the Browns. Good play on 3rd and 10. And Davis Mills actually, through the last 3.5 quarters of the game, he actually played pretty well. He threw the ball well, but the one problem is that he had no sense of pressure. And I think he got sacked 9 times. I don't think any one defender had more than like 3 sacks. It was a litany of guys. Garrett had a big game. Bobby Von Bonn had a big game. Levi Onwuzurike made some plays. It was everybody contributing. But when Davis Mills had a clean pocket, he was actually pretty good. So if Josh Allen has a clean pocket, theoretically he should be pretty good. Hasn't fully been the case so far. So you're saying if it happened a round earlier, I would have been in the championship game. I don't know. Davis Mills did play well. Look at Breece! Can he take it all the way? Not quite. He brings it to the 1. Would have been his 2nd touchdown of the game. But he's just shy. Anyway, as I was saying, Davis Mills played overall fairly well, all things considered, against the Browns. So I don't think it's a given. And it's not anything against your team. It's more so a compliment for Davis Mills. Miles Sanders gets nothing. I made it in time. You made it perfectly in time. So far you've missed a pretty ugly game, but luckily for you, it's been uglier on the other side. As Breece Hall is in for a 2nd time here in the first half, and the Carolina Panthers add to the lead. It's 14-0. I said they needed to start fast. And now that they're up by 2 scores, we can officially call this a fast start. Still plenty of time, but Cleveland's offense has been disgusting. Exposing my Mickey Mouse OFL. I don't think 14 wins and 2 Simcast playoff games is Mickey Mouse. I would say so far it's just that Lamar's had a bad day, and Carolina's offense has taken advantage of some of the mental mistakes here from the Browns so far. This game is making me sad about these kick returns. We could have beat either of these teams. It feels easy to say that now, but these two teams have played so well throughout the duration of the year. So I feel like that's not entirely fair. Even though, yes, both teams, especially the Browns. Jeez, is he... That wasn't even close. Some of these throws aren't even like just missing. He is way off. Frank wants Harrison Butker on his team. Of course he does. Lamar throws it away. SG called it earlier. Eek. 0 for 3 on that drive. And that might improve his passer rating. I don't know. Lamar just looks like my backup Tyler Huntley. I don't know. That might be disrespectful to Tyler Huntley. It took one team. I took one for the team so Lamar could play bad. I guess so. I'm a team in LA. We have no standards or morals. I love women, though. Well, if you love women, I don't think acquiring Harrison Butker would be the move. Just a thought. Rate my OFL 24 cycle out of 10 so far. I'd say like a 7.5. Your team has gotten results. Not the big one, but they've been close. Even if the, what's the word? The process of moves hasn't been perfect. You've won a ton of games. And that's what matters more than the process at the end of the day. Another good run for Brees. I feel like Brees hasn't necessarily been like purely dominant, but I mean, he's already scored twice. He's averaging 6 yards a carry. As of right now, again, it's early. We're in the first half. But as of now, he's probably the favorite for OFL Bowl MVP. And it's picked off! Derwin James to the 41. On one hand, that could change this game. On the other hand, I hate to do this for Cleveland, but in the 28-0 game, Derwin James did have an interception, I think. I'm just saying. So let's not get our hopes up for the Browns, but that's a big play. They needed that bad. This really is deja vu from that, isn't it? Man, bringing back bad memories. I think we're close to the 1 year mark. Hold on. I think I'm actually kind of curious. Even though, again, I hate to bring up something so depressing. The 1 year anniversary is Wednesday. Derwin caught that and has a nice throw to Pittman. But yeah, if Derwin didn't hesitate, he probably could have taken that all the way. You're right. So that does feel like a missed opportunity, but the Browns do have it at the 15. After that play, Lamar actually made a nice throw. Give him credit. Ooh, nice move by Lamar. Can he take it in the end zone? Not quite, as Michael Pittman is hurt. That's not good. He did not play much really at all in the divisional round. I think he got hurt on the first play of the game. And the Browns did survive. But as we saw in the AFC Championship, Michael Pittman's a pretty important piece to the puzzle for this offense. They might need another Noah Fant masterclass, as they will punch it in on the following play with Zach Moss. And the Browns are on the board, making it interesting. No 28-0 this time. And now I can finally shut up about it. I don't know why I keep mentioning it. Celtics sweep Pacers just now. Wow, tickle me surprised. Who could have seen that one coming? Sam Darnold versus Alex. I'm betting on myself. This game is low-key looking like a battle of Malik Willis versus Fitzception. To be fair, Malik Willis wasn't that bad. I feel like everybody remembers that one play. Boom! What a hit by Derwin. I feel like everybody remembers the one play against Seattle where he threw a pick six on the first play of the game. Uh-oh, Jair's in the zone too. Oh, boy. Malik Willis wasn't that bad. He was just average. Who is covering Devontae Adams? Who's covering him? There's nobody within 10 yards of him. That's a mistake. Will either of those guys still be in the zone? It looks like Jair is. Derwin is not. Who would I rather be in the zone? I feel like with corners, I feel like have a better chance of taking over the game. Like if Derwin was in the box, I'd probably say Derwin. But since he's a little bit farther back, this play is in the slot. So really, if Derwin is consistently closer to the line of scrimmage, I'd probably say he has more upside being in the zone. But since he's not, having a corner in the zone can be a big deal. And now he's out of the zone. So much for that, I guess. 3rd and 7, under a minute. Allen under pressure. It's the rookie, Bobby Von Bon, who brings him down, and it feels like the tides are slowly but surely turning a little bit. I'm a little surprised the Browns are not calling that last time out. It looks like they're just going to let the clock go for the first half. I guess the idea here for the Browns is that we've had a lot of things go our way over the last 3 minutes, so don't take a chance of ruining that here at the end of the first half, especially considering we, as in the Browns, start with the ball in the second half. So I can't say I entirely disagree with the decision to not try to score. I get it. If you have a corner in the zone, you take away half the field in Madden. Yes, but I don't know off the top of my head what abilities Jair has. That also plays a big impact with corners in particular. Like, I don't know if he has the Trayvon Diggs capabilities. But if he is on the level of, say, the J.C. Jacksons, the Tre'Davious Whites, etc., then yes, he's the answer. Awards time. Let's talk some awards, shall we? After the kickoff. Which, if the Browns take it to the house, that'd be a little bit funny. Okay, let's talk some awards. All right. So we had some new awards. Why don't we start there? The surprise of the year. This actually ended up being the closest vote. It was decided by 1 point, and everybody was fairly close. But, fittingly, the Cleveland Browns ended up winning the vote narrowly over Sam Howell, 33-32. Disappointment of the year. Ultimately, it was down to the two quarterbacks on the ballot, Warren Flowers and Mac Jones, but Warren Flowers ended up being the winner, or should I say the loser, with 50 votes. Coach of the year. Again, fitting that he's in this game. But Seafloor won it convincingly, 54 votes. The next highest was 23. Denmark and Hobie wrapped up the top three. The gap between second and last was a lot closer than second and first. Meme of the year. Not even close. The Rams trading Lamar Jackson was by far the winner, accumulating pretty much 2/3 of the vote. The only other nominees to be voted were the Bears and Watched and Niles Worthy's Linsanity Run. All right, let's move on to the big stuff. Offensive Rookie of the Year. It ended up being a two-horse race between Raphael Coleman and Alpo Pull. But with the year that Alpo had at quarterback, leading the Eagles to the playoffs, he is the winner with Raphael Coleman in second. Defensive Rookie of the Year. We have a couple of dildos on the ballot, including Conan Mias, who ended up getting the most overall votes in one poll of the player awards with 70 points. All right, let's get to the big stuff. Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year. Neither of these were particularly close. The Offensive Player of the Year, comfortably, was my glorious, sweet prince, Pookie Bear King, Sean Tucker, with 68 points. The Defensive Player of the Year, with 67 points, is in this game, Myles Garrett for the Browns. And now the big one, the MVP, will go from last to first. So in sixth place, with 7 points, we have Lamar Jackson. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit surprised he finished this low. I'm pretty sure I gave him a vote. So I contributed to those 7 points. Actually tied for Lamar Jackson, so I guess Lamar was tied for fifth. Also of 7 points, we have Trevor Lawrence in San Francisco. This really ended up being a 4-horse race. In fourth place, my sweet prince, my glorious king, my Lord and Savior, Sean Tucker, with 25. And of course, the only non-quarterback on the list. In third place with 28 points, the rookie, Alpo Pull for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we are down to 2. Nearly what ended up being our OFL Bowl matchup between Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Could it happen if Burrow never gotten hurt? Maybe. I personally think the Browns still would have won, but it's possible, given that had the condoms had the MVP winner, things could have been different. Yes, I spoiled it there. Joe Burrow won the MVP with 51 points. Josh Allen in second with 38. Is there an awards tab that I can post this? I know there is. I forget where it is, though. Where are the awards? Okay, there it is. If everyone wants to see the whole points. There you go. All right, let's play some football. Into the second half. Damn it, Josh Allen was second. Well, so far he's not second in this game, at least yet. It feels like the Browns have a little bit of momentum. I guess that doesn't help, considering Michael Pittman's already hurt. But the Browns have a little bit of momentum building. Unlike the Panthers, the Browns don't necessarily start off lightning fast. They kind of ease into the game as it goes along. They took a little bit too much time to ease into it, but it seems like they're finally doing so. As Lamar Jackson keeps it on the option, good run. They should probably look to use him on the ground more. Jokic arc. He wins the chip the year he doesn't win the MVP. Yeah, that really would be the Jokic arc. Mias is from Oregon, but Tyler is from Washington State. Fitting that the Oregon player won. Go Ducks! Although I don't mind Washington State at all. They're cool. I mean, they're not even in our conference anymore, so they're not a rival to begin with. Josh Allen better take this personal. Lamar Jackson got last. He should take it more personal. Wow, way to take it personal, buddy. Eric Stokes with the interception, and the Panthers force a huge turnover. Right when the Browns were getting momentum. Hold on, let me do a better snap. Gone! That was a nice catch, too. That wasn't even that bad of a throw. I think that's more on Tyler Scott, because he didn't even try for the ball. It wasn't a great throw, but Tyler Scott at least should have got a hand on the football. He didn't even try. As much as we want to dog on Lamar, that one I think is more on Tyler Scott. Does Tyler Scott have CTE? Yes, very clearly. As Josh Allen is sacked by Kwity Paye, the Browns pass rush took a slow start like the rest of the team, but they're starting to figure it out a little bit. Lamar took it personal in the sense that he threw a tantrum and he threw his toys and sent them directly to the corner. Is Lamar Jackson the James Harden in the OFL? No, he has 5 championships, at least. Maybe more if I can't count. But he has at least 5. So no, he is not James Harden. He is 2017 LeBron. I didn't want to do 2018 because 2018 Braun was different. In 2 years, you get to play with me on EA College Football. I'll hold you to it. Make it happen. Just like the Browns defense made it happen on this possession. Plumber rings. Okay, bud. You've won 1 playoff game. A lot of yapping for 1 playoff win. Lamar is 2024 clank time. Lamar was an MVP finalist. What are we doing here? I get he has not had a good game, but geez. We've gone too far. He's more like Braun. See? Lamar Jackson is the LeBron James of our league. Since the start in OFL 19, he has been the overall best player. Or at least he's been the best quarterback. Maybe he hasn't been better than Myles Garrett. But other than that, James Harden would take those plumber rings in a heartbeat. If James Harden could take the 2012 championship, he would. Anthony Edwards as of recent. A week ago, everybody was glazing him, and now everybody thinks he sucks. That's the one thing I hate about NBA media. Actually, that's probably not the only thing I hate about it, but that's probably the biggest thing. They turn on players so quickly, it's unbelievable. It's like the fact that he made this during the duration of his rookie contract is impressive enough. Is he playing well? No. But now everybody is memeing on him like he sucks. It's so annoying. I will never understand it. Other than the purpose of hating just to hate, which, in that case, there are professional haters out there, so knock yourself out. Kurt Warner. I don't know, I say this in the nicest way possible. I don't know if there's a worse example than Kurt Warner, because Kurt Warner peaked late. Lamar Jackson, albeit he's still on the top of his game, but in terms of championships, he peaked early. What is my Season 3 prediction for the Niners? Well, we have a whole offseason to get to, But I will say, if everything mostly stays the same... Uh-oh, Derwin's hurt. Jesus Christ. If everything mostly stays the same, I have a hard time thinking the Niners don't at least make the playoffs. Wasn't Warner always peak? Warner was like bagging groceries. Although, to be fair, I guess he did have the Super Bowl with the Rams fairly young. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought, but I feel like it's still like... Because Lamar, the first 2 years of the cycle, won 5 championships. Like, Kurt Warner, I feel like, is more known for what he did, like, after the direct start. If that makes sense. I don't know if that made any sense. Player dialogue is just which player most recently had a good game. Exactly. Player dialogue can be painful. Good throw. What are my thoughts on Jaylen Brown winning the Eastern Conference Finals MVP? I can't really argue with it. Jaylen Brown's been balling. The Jason Tatum dialogue, that might be the one player that has annoyed me more than the Anthony Edwards dialogue over the last week. The Jason Tatum stuff pisses me off. But I will say Jaylen Brown probably deserves it. Because he's been excellent. Another first down for Carolina. They're moving it. They're getting close. They have it at the 6. They can taste it. Anthony Edwards is great, but he's going to Cancun because of my glorious king, Luka Doncic, still putting up insane numbers on one leg. Damn, he's really like you. That looks like another late flag. I think that'll be a face mask. I feel like the automatic first down might be... Oh, no, it's a holding. Okay, scratch what I was going to say. That's a big deal because it knocks him back to the 16. Lamar isn't quarterbacky enough. Well, today he hasn't. Although he's also barely ran it today, so that doesn't even work. Nice throw. In for a score. I think that's Taysom Hill. And the Panthers add to their lead. It's 21-7. As Josh Allen is now on the board. Where's the games when I need him most? The one guy who can turn this around for the Browns offense is the games. Somebody send him a DM pronto. Let's make this game interesting. Let's spice it up. Did Taysom Hill just get a carry in the OFL Bowl? The better question is, did he just get a touchdown in the OFL Bowl? And the answer is yes. My glorious one-handed king, JB, once again being better than Tatum with one hand. My inspiration. I've been pushing the Jaylen Brown agenda forever. But I feel like I'm now on Team Tatum, which I never really was before this year. Not that I ever disliked him, but... I don't know how I'm supposed to agenda push the Celtics. It's weird. I'll figure it out after they win the finals in 5 games. I hope they don't. My Tatum and Garland takes aged like fine wine. Jason Tatum is in the finals. I'll give you Garland. I think you were right there. But Jason Tatum is, even though Jaylen Brown is probably better in this series, overall, the best player on a team who's made the finals twice in the last 3 years. Let's please be serious. Is he a top 5 player on the planet? No. Is he top 10? Yes. And now Tommy Tremble is hurt. Okay, now the game's really over. Easy when you have a super team. They are not even close to a super team. That is not some... They have one other All-Star who a year ago was being clowned because he had one hand. That is not no damn super team. And that's not to discredit Boston or anything. I think they've been clearly the best team in the league this year. But they are not some super team. Let's pump the brakes. As it's broken up, he's 9 for 25. Yikes. When do you start thinking about going for it? It's the most important... Please don't kick. Oh my God, why are they kicking? It's a 61-yarder, and it's still a 2-score game if you make the kick. That actually looks pretty good. Damn! That's still a stupid call. But I apologize. I think that's Kaimi Fairbairn. I was not familiar with your game. Fun fact, the Celtics had 8 players make 100 threes this season. Depth does not equal super team. Depth equals great roster building. Shout out to Brad Stevens, who's done a fantastic job. But that's called depth. Ain't no way someone can tell me Sam Hauser is pushing the Celtics into super team status. Good role player. Damn good role player. But let's be serious. Nice hands, buddy. I rejoined my team getting glazed. I love life. Please defend your boy Jason Tatum. They're slandering him, and I don't think it's fair. Derek White is an 87 in 2K. Can you say that again? Can you say that again with a straight face? Please do not tell me you are using 2K ratings for your argument. Jalen Williams right now is the same rating that LaMarcus Aldridge was in his peak. J-Dub is an 88. LaMarcus Aldridge has never been higher than an 88. Let's please be serious. Tingus Pingus and JB cleared Tatum. Again, like Jaylen Brown, I've been pushing the Tingus Pingus agenda for the last 3 years. I thought everybody completely underrated him. Nailed it. But let's pump the brakes. Derek White is a higher overall than Steve Nash on the Mavericks. That's exactly why we can't be using NBA 2K for a real sophisticated hoops argument. Jeez, using 2K ratings should get you removed from NBA discussions. I firmly agree. 2017 Warriors or 2007 Patriots. I'm taking the team who won the thing. Tatum is good. I just hate him for some reason. Yes, I will say it does feel like Jason Tatum has CTE every once in a while. But yes, he is a top 10 player on the planet and the best player on the best team in the league. Does he have a darn good team around him? He sure does. Like Devontae Adams, who is completely wide open again. Hold up them fours indeed. They're 1 quarter away. And another touchdown makes it a 3-score game. Given that Cleveland's offense hasn't been good, I don't know if it's too early to say the dagger, but we're getting close. Little Jaw says he wants a Simcast. Well, Little Jaw's not getting what he wants. Good run by Brees. Brees Hall's this game's MVP right now. He's balling. This makes me feel a lot less bad about getting completely carved up by him in Week 17. I feel a lot better. I'll be honest. Celtics have 2 stars, a fake superstar, 3 elite role players, and 2 good role players. The one thing with that is, other than the 04 Detroit Pistons, there's never really been a championship team, at least in the last probably 40 years, that hasn't had a superstar. Assuming Boston takes it all the way, which I think they will. Let's say they do. Jaylen Brown's not a superstar. Tingus Pingus isn't a superstar. Jason Tatum is. I get that he is far from perfect. But it still says something about him when he's the number 1 option on the number 1 team in the league. 3rd and 8. Can he run for it? Nope. I would assume they're going to kick, though. Still back up by 14. The OFL Bowl win puts me in the Hall of Fame. Do we want to look at the stat line, buddy? JB has more money. I didn't think we could use a worse argument than the 2K one, I'll be honest. I was wrong. I didn't know we could use a worse one. Jason Tatum is not eligible for his 3rd contract yet. Jaylen Brown was eligible, and he did pretty much right at the start of the new CBA or the new Supermax contract or whatever. That has to be an even worse argument. It's not even just like using contract value. That's one thing. But the fact that Jason Tatum hasn't even been able to sign his deal yet, and Jaylen Brown did because Jaylen Brown is a year older, that doesn't even make any sense. That would be saying that Jaylen Brown is the best player of all time because he signed the biggest contract in NBA history. That's what it's saying. JB has better shoes, though. Okay. If I win the Bowl, is this the best rookie OFL coach ever? Well, to be fair, we were all rookies at one point. In OFL 19, everybody was new. And Roberto won 2 rings in 3 years, just saying. Because he would rather settle for a contested moving mid-range than a wide-open dunk. Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by Carolina. I'll get back to my point in a second. Womp, womp, womp. Was the ball out? And if it was, I've got bad news for the Browns. That's not a good angle. I feel like it is, though. It is out. Anyway, yes, I get that Jason Tatum might be a CTE haver. But just because his shot selection is subpar doesn't mean the rest of his game is. Tatum could be the next face. I said next, really weird. Speaking is hard. He could be the next face if he decides to take less threes. I can't get that far, though. Victor Wembanyama exists. And Luka Doncic is, at worst, the third best player on the planet. I don't know how anyone can be close. I think the only guy close to them in the discussion right now would be Shea, and Shea's never made it out of the second round. I get that Wemby's never made the playoffs, but Wemby's a different animal. So, Jaylen Brown wears a higher number, though. You know who's really my GOAT? Jay Crowder. Bossman 99. Who's my top 3 now? I did this thing last night where it was like you have to pick between 2 players, and that helps you like rank your list of like the top 40. I think I took a screenshot. Jokic was my 1. Luka, I think, was 2, and Embiid, I think, was 3. Giannis was 3 ahead of Embiid. I feel like I would pick Embiid over Giannis, though. But they're pretty interchangeable. But that's what I had. Jokic 1, Luka 2, and my gut tells me Joel Embiid 3. Joel Embiid, when he was healthy, was the best player on the world this year. So, but Giannis has also led his team to a chip. Embiid has not been close, and Luka hasn't done that. So, I do feel a little bit wrong for doing that. But when healthy, he was the best player on the planet. And I've never said that about Joel Embiid prior to this year. Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Embiid, in that order, they are the clear top 4. I would agree. I think Shea and Curry are the only 2 who could kind of contest it, but yeah, those are my 4. As Devontae Adams is in for another touchdown, 21-point game. I think that is the D-A-G-G-E-R. Dagger! How much time's left? Like 4 minutes? 3:11. Ugh, yikes. Yeah. I got rid of Jordan Davis in 3.5 minutes from being a champ. Shout out 2-time champ Jordan Davis. Adams, I love you. Re-sign with me. I don't know if Devontae Adams was the one who said this, but there were a few players who said, like, I don't want to be on this team when they were re-signing. And there was a couple ironic ones because they were on, like, good teams. My top 5 is Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Aura-Man, and Curry. When did Embiid become Aura-Man? This is news. I mean, he does have aura. I don't think he's Aura-Man level of aura, but consider he's a Jayhawk that can't hurt him, right? Does that say 5 rings? Does that imply you have 5 rings? I don't know if it does. Can you give us your biggest surprise non-signings? I mean, were there really any? There wasn't anything that made me, like, turn my head. Re-signings wasn't that exciting. This is such a great bowl. Still better than last season's. I thought this game was going to be wild, but this guy, who's in the zone now, decided not to show up. What about the biggest overpays? Anthony Richardson is 1. Niles Worthy might have gotten even more money. We can check Niles Worthy deal. It might be less than Anthony Richardson's per year, but I think it was more total. Anthony Richardson got 150. Worthy, I think, might have been around like 170, but I don't know. I don't know the exact number. I'd have to check, which we can do right now. But yeah, he got paid. Boomy was not lying. Healthy Embiid is probably 4, but he's either injured or choking. I can tolerate 1, but I can't tolerate both. Okay, that's fair. And put it this way, if he wasn't as good as he was this year, I could see the argument for having him outside 3 or 4, but he was just so good this year. But I think that's a fair argument. It's time to think about your NCAA team. I agree. I don't even know where to begin, though. I feel like I still need more information about the game. But I don't want to like start figuring it out like 2 weeks beforehand. So as soon as there's like real information, I am starting the process. As Chris Paul hits a huge three to cut the lead to 43. That was actually a good drive. Right when the Browns offense finally shows a sense of urgency is when they finally wake up. Took long enough. Quick reminder that Metro ended way too quick. The thing with Metro, though, is just there was other stuff that I wanted to focus on. Metro was cool, but like I had already done a team builder on NCAA 14. I wanted to... Oh, they're going for the onside kick. Oh, they got it! Okay. Okay, I'm on my seat now. I know they're down by 14. If they were down by 7, this would be a little bit cooler. But hold on. This game has a little life. Memphis or USF? I feel like Memphis would be kind of fun. Their quarterback in the Metro series was a dog, and I think they had the same quarterback, Seth Hennigan. He was nasty. Bring back Westlake. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a part in me, in my heart, that wants to do that. There's a part of me that wants to. You were too lazy to install Revamp. The thing, it's not that I was lazy. I spent like hours and days trying to figure it out. I just don't think my stuff was strong enough. But I like tried really hard throughout the span of like a year. If he makes his throw. Okay, well, it was caught. But in the end zone by Jimmy Ward, and that'll do it. That is one of the throws of all time. Don't worry, Lamar's going to throw a pick. Case in point. So now the Panthers can just run out the clock and end it for good. For me, Westlake going the whole 60 years would have no effect. I'd watch every episode. I would genuinely have fun like doing that as long as possible. Like if it was up for me, Westlake probably would still be alive. But the biggest thing I learned from that series is that you can't have a YouTube series last over 3 years and 300 episodes. That's just not like sustainable. It's not like a real television show. You can't. It's hard to keep a very large group of people invested that long. Because they get the first down and that's it, officially. Except every 5 episodes have it be next up. I will say, an idea that I've like briefly floated around in my head, I haven't really been able to think about it much, is if like I can incorporate a regular Dynasty and Next Up together. I don't know if there's an easy way to do that. But I will try to figure out if that's possible. And the clock hits 0. That's it. The OFL Bowl 27 champions are the Carolina Panthers. They beat the Browns 31-17. And what ended up being certainly an interesting game. Certainly not how we expected it. Josh Allen was honest. He was mid. But lucky for him, Lamar Jackson was not mid. He was a lot worse. Lamar has to be the MVP. He really was the most valuable player. In terms of guys on the Panthers, I feel like it's hard to argue against Breece Hall. Devontae Adams did some big plays. Josh Allen did some good things. And Josh Allen will be the one to hold up the trophy in all his glory. And with that, we have a new champion. First, we had the Dildos, and now it is the Carolina Panthers. MMGK gets his first ring. Isaiah Thomas gets his third over the last... Actually, wait, no, it's his second. I can't count. He didn't win the first one with the Bills. He gets his second. You have to do Auburn. My brother in Christ, Auburn is a power school in the SEC. I don't know about that. I'm not opposed to doing a power school, but I don't know. The Panthers seem to have better stats in just about everything, which makes sense, especially the turnover department, 4-1. Josh Allen was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't bad. He was mid. Lamar Jackson was not mid. He was dog water. Not making throws. Turnovers. Just bad. On the ground, Breece Hall had a really productive day. I feel like he wasn't like perfectly consistent throughout the game, but he was really, really good. In terms of receiving, Kate Otten led in catches. Yards is Devontae Adams. He scored along with Taysom Hill and Rachaad White. All the injuries to the Browns certainly didn't help. And their pass rush was quiet. Carolina, I don't think, had a sack, though. They had the one with Quincy Williams, that's right. Myles Garrett did not really show up today. He had a couple TFLs in the run game, but didn't really do anything as a pass rusher. Shout out the left tackle. Who's your left tackle? Charles Leno. Salute. And then obviously a lot of turnovers. Quandre Diggs, Eric Stokes, Jimmy Ward, all with interceptions for the Panthers. While Derwin James had one for Cleveland. Also got to shout out Kaimi Fairbairn making one from 61. And with that, we are concluded. So I think that's just about going to wrap it up. Actually, we can simulate first. 2 new injuries. Michael Pittman and Elijah Moore. We'll take a look at retirements. We'll take a look at draft picks. And then that'll do it. Cooked by Kate Otten is crazy. And then also the weekly awards in the OFL Bowl MVP according to the game. Weekly awards. Breece Hall, Jimmy Ward, Rachaad White, and Derwin James. They're going to give it to Jimmy Ward, I swear to God. Oh. Okay. And here's the rest of the awards. According to the game, not according to us. Although a lot of these are the same. What was my injury? That's a good question. Let's see. Imagine if it's like torn Achilles, out for the entire season next year. That'd be depressing. Oh, there you go. For the pop-off potential, business move is to start off with a 5 to 6 year Michigan death penalty rebuild series. Would Michigan be the best choice for death penalty? It might be. I would have to think about that. I feel like Alabama would put up numbers. I don't know. I'd have to think about it long and hard. Pause. Retirements. Taysom Hill retires a champ. So does Jet McKinnon and Flash Goodwin. Travis Kelce is done. Wow. So is Kevin Zeitler. The only ones for the Niners. Nick Foles is done. Raheem Mostert, Charger legend. Patrick Peterson, Cameron Jordan, Stephon Gilmore. That's a little bit of, I guess he played 13 years. It's not that surprising. He's been like that long? I guess so. He was drafted in 2012. JPP, 15 years. I mean, yeah, the timelines add up, but holy cow. I am getting old. Donald didn't retire. There's a big one. He'll be back. And then let's look at draft picks. Keep in mind, again, if there are any issues with this, because Madden may have had some issues, then let me know and I can fix it. How many picks in the third round do these guys have? Jesus Christ. Okay, they have more in the second. They have 4. Speaking of the Bulls, we have to look at Niles Worthy's contract because it's funny. Cardinals have 6 and 9. Nice. Wait, did we skip us? I wasn't paying attention. Here we go. Okay, back to business. We were on the condoms. You had the built-in storyline of cheating, recruiting violations, NCAA hands down the big punishment. That's actually kind of a good point. They do have a very easy storyline. Damn, you might be onto something. Michigan death penalty. I want to keep Alex Orgy, though, just so I can yell there's an orgy in the end zone. I want to be like RG3. Falcons really have 1 and 32 in the first round, and then 33 back to back. Niners have the third? Oh, he's getting rid of that ASAP. Giants have 3-2s. I'd legit boycott a Michigan series. Don't test me. I can do whatever I want. Raiders have 5 and 18. Rams have 3 picks in the first. Not much after that, but 3-1 sounds nice. Wait, where's the Rams' own pick? Oh, wait, they don't have it! Womp womp. Hogs have nothing in the first few rounds until 2027. If you don't do it, I might just do it myself. I don't blame you. You've kind of talked me into it a little bit. I'm not saying I'm doing it, obviously. But you've talked me into it. I'm intrigued. Todd's still preying on Nick's downfall, even though they're not even in the same conference. I respect the hating. Dildos have another top 10 pick. Who keeps giving them these damn picks? Ay, ay, ay. Knights with 3 in the first, including number 2. Broncos have nothing until the 5th. And worst of all, they have this to deal with. Unserious franchise. All you had to do was keep Tua. Who gave me 2 picks? Someone take those off. Which old corner is Todd going to get now to replace Stephon Gilmore? Caps with 3 in the first, including number 4. Hello. Good for them. That brings us back. I went through a bunch of teams multiple times, didn't I? Let's check on Niles Worthy. Let's look at his deal. Zoink, Scoob! 6 years for 141. Yikes. So it's not more money than Richardson total, but that's still a lot. I think we went through everything. Retirements, awards, draft picks, Niles Worthy. And that'll do it. Certainly an interesting, unconventional year of OFL, but I appreciate everyone's patience over the last couple of months. We'll be kicking off the offseason within the next couple of days. The updated re-signing video will be up probably no later than the next 48 hours. So, that's the plan. Hope everybody enjoyed another great season. And we've got a huge offseason looming before year number 3.